down in LA, coming from New York, official manager, president. I'm out here doing my first time in the industry with George, the homie. You're gonna start to be lit.
Boom, made up mind. So for everyone kind of tuning in, obviously Meeting of the Minds will always have different guests every show. My man Ben is in the building. You're 18 years old.
Young.
Where you from, bro? What do you do?
So I'm from New York. I grew up in Manhattan, and now I live in Long Island. I'm a manager right now, and I just kind of work in the music industry. I connect a lot of artists with other people, and I'm managing an artist right now. His name's President. You can check him out on SoundCloud, Dead Prez. And yeah, I've just been doing my shit, trying to get bigger and blow up. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Hey, so let's talk about it right now, man. So you're 18. When did you kind of really fuck with the music game, or were you kind of in some other field first that you kind of?
Nah, so like since I'm young, like I didn't really know what I was doing. So alright, so the artist who I manage right now, before I managed him at all, so he was just like a little artist in my town, and like everyone knows who he is and shit, and he's lit. And he had this one standout song called Beans in the Flats,
Okay.
that everyone was fucking with from where we're from. And he wanted to shoot a music video to it, and like my dad had a nice camera and shit, so I was like, yo, I might fuck around and shoot his first music video. Like I was like, alright, bet, like I'm just gonna do it. So I literally just hit him up because we've been friends since like, I don't know, I've known this kid since I was like in elementary school.
Right.
Small. So I was like, bro, like let me shoot you for his music video, and he was like, alright, bet, because like, you know, he didn't really know, like, so bro, that shit's ass.
I thought you were about to hype it up too. I thought you were about to go in like, yo, this shit was.
Yeah, nah.
I killed it on my very first music video. Hit a million views.
Pretty much like, alright, bet, bring the camera over. So this girl who we know, her boyfriend, like it was some weird thing, but her boyfriend was working for someone who owned this huge mansion, and like he was out of town at the time.
Y'all fake it till you make
like,
it type shit.
Facts. So he was like, alright, bet, we're shooting a music video in there. So we literally pulled up one day. We got hella people from there to pop out. Mad weed in there. And so yeah.
This is in New York.
Yeah,
right?
it's in New
How
York.
old is it?
I was 17 at this time.
Bro.
Actually, yeah, I was probably 17.
You were 17.
Might have just turned 17 or some shit. And I was like, alright, bet I'm gonna do this. That was my first, bro, that was the first thing I ever did, like, any sort of music shit. Because, I've always, like, since I was a youngin', I've always fucked with hip-hop and shit. Like, I used to listen to, like, Lil Wayne, hella.
I think it's safe to say for everybody in this room right now. You feel me?
Yeah, bro, Lil Wayne really put
plays
us on
culture
mixtape,
for
bro.
everybody. Yeah.
Facts. I used to listen to, like...
Yeah, I remember that time when he was putting out mixes like every fucking day. I wake up like, holy shit! I ain't done listening to the last one. You dropping this
Carter,
one?
bro.
Yeah,
That was my shit.
Yeah. No, bro, he was just dropping back to back to back.
Facts. So then like I just fucked with music. So then I was like, alright, I gotta do this. So we shot that music video, and then the artist Prez, who I'm managing, he would come over to my house literally every day. We would just edit that shit, and like what we thought was good, we finished it. It's pretty ass, but like it's like a home style video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's fun to watch and shit. Like it's all the homies from like where we live. And
Yeah, it's like a little corny too, you know? It's like
bro, it is so corny.
Yeah, that's
There's like
yeah.
a color filter on that shit.
Yeah, got me,
All
the
of
basic
that, bro.
edits and shit.
Yeah, that shit's mad funny. But yeah, hella people popped out. Like we had a lit ass night, and there was a party after in that crib. So it was just a chill ass night.
You caught a fucking vibe in that hoe.
Bro, but I was so into it. I was like, bro, I'm not even staying for this party. I'm gonna go home and start editing this shit right now. It's mad funny. So,
That's good, bro.
That's how I got.
Locked in.
Yeah, that's how I got involved.
That's what's up. So how did okay? Because I mean, we just skip to it. It's obviously we kind of know each other to DC the Don. How'd you guys connect? Because obviously DC the Don is out here in Cali. Obviously you moved out here from Milwaukee. Did you guys know each other on social media before?
So alright. So the story how I met DC. So I used to really, bro. I'm like a basketball player, but I'm not really too nice at basketball.
Yeah.
I was nice for my school and shit, but
Yeah.
So I used to always fuck with the whole Chino Hills like movement. I like the Ball Brothers and all that shit.
Okay.
So I would always watch like the Baller Visions edits
Okay.
of the games.
I remember that shit.
Yeah, you remember that shit?
Yeah.
Like when Melo was dropping like 90.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy. So I was watching those, and then there was this one kid who he was nice at ball on the team, and I knew like through just watching the Chino Hills basketball game and shit, I heard everything 1K. Like that was the first shit I heard from DC. And that shit's hard, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
That's just so hard to listen.
So, like, I already knew that he was on the team and shit, bro. Like, for you, DC, bro, you got no playing time. So you sat on the so you sat on the bench and watched everyone play. So you didn't really get to play, but
Yes.
damn. So
you gonna hear it later too.
Nah, I'm playing. Bro would probably watch me in 1-on-1. But so there was this kid on the team who was nice. He was like the smallest kid on the team, and he had dreads. His name's Faquan. That's DC's biological brother.
Oh,
I think they're half brothers actually.
Okay, dope.
So I like added him on Snapchat on some shit. Like one day I saw on his Instagram add him. I like added him, and then I probably had him for a little bit. And once I was like a while later, like once I was already involved with the music shit, I had met Lil Mosey, he's going crazy.
Yeah, actually, Little Mose right now is blowing up.
He's blowing up.
He's blowing the fuck up right now with Lil Skies and that whole movement.
Yeah, he's been going crazy, and like he was on tour with Smokebird and
Yeah. I've been seeing this shit.
Crazy. So he's really going up. He's like 16 years old too.
Yeah, he's young.
So I knew him like because when he was a little less poppin', I had him on Instagram, and like I saw that he was in New York, so I hit him up when he was in New York, and I was like, I can hook you up with any studio that you need, like any connections and shit, and he like responded mad quick to me, like just on some DM shit. I did not think he was gonna respond.
Right.
And I was like, alright bro, just take my number for next time you're out here. Took his number, we started talking, all that, like got kinda close. And then so on DC's brother's Snapchat story, they were listening to the Lil Mosey song Pull Up and Wet the Block.
Oh,
You know that shit? So I was like, oh, yo, I slid up on the story and I was like, yo, I think I could get DC a song with Mosey. And like that was before DC like he was still back in like
Did that commercial come out?
Yeah, that commercial had come out with Lonzo Ball where he used everything
Everything One Can,
which is
commercial,
like, that got him a lot.
That's the one that
yeah. So that had come out, but it was mad funny because at that time I think DC probably had like 30-40K, and Mosey only had like 20K at that point. So I was like, yo, I think like I can get them a song. So I slid up and I was like,
hey, but let me pause right now. I don't want you to stop you, but like this is like let's go on some business shit. Like look how like my homie, you was already young, 16, 17, but you was already networking. You already seeing social media clouds or seeing what could collab. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people don't want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? The network. And the way I like to talk about it is like you're thinking like a salesman. You're trying to close deals. You know what I'm saying? Because right now you're not really proven. But you had the confidence, you had the network, you had to be like, yo, I get it done, you know, this is what it is. But we want to continue, but I want to highlight that.
So I just slid up on the story and I was like, yo, I think I could get DC a song with Lil Mosey.
Right.
And they were like, because back then that was like a big deal for him. So I mean, I think it was. So he was like,
but the thing is, I haven't really seen them like actually together till like right now though.
Facts. Well, I'll talk about that.
Yeah.
So like, so he responded and he was like, so his brother responded and he was like, oh shit, I'm gonna tell him to text you like right now.
Dope.
And I was like,
oh,
like I doubt it.
Yeah.
Bro, I get a text like 5 minutes later. It's just this DC broski, what up? And I was like, oh shit, what's good, bro? And like I was like, I'm gonna give you a FaceTime call in a little so we can talk about it. I FaceTimed him, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I was hyped because I fucked his music. I was like, oh shit, yo, what's up? Like all that. So I was like, yeah, I think I can get you a song with Lil Mosey because I have like a connection with him and shit. And he was like, alright, bet. So then I texted him and I was like, yeah, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Then I called Mosey because I didn't really tell Mosey about it yet. And I was like, yo, my bro DC wants to do this song, bro, all that. And Mosey was just like, tell him I charge a band. I was like, whoa! I was like, whoa! He was like, yeah, so tell him I charge a band. And I was like, he's not gonna pay that. So I went back and I was like, I thought it was gonna be the end. I was like, DC, he's like asking for a band and shit. So at this point, this is what he told me later. He was like, at that point when I said that, he thought that I was capping about the whole thing, and he thought that I was just trying to like get a little like contact with him. You know what I'm saying? With that, so I was like, and I could tell that he thought that because he wasn't responding to any of the texts. So I was like, all right, Mosey, he might be interested. Just go on his gram and like 3 of his photos and shit. And then I saw that he liked 3 of his photos and shit. Bro, instantly after that, DC, like, yo, some text back to me, and I was like,
That's
there we go.
hilarious.
And
That's fucking brilliant.
That's crazy.
That's fucking brilliant.
Bro.
Gang shit.
That's
real
funny
shit.
as fuck. I forgot about that.
Word, yeah, that's just crazy.
Look at my boy had to do a pivot.
Bro, I had to
do a pivot.
I had to show him that I wasn't capping.
Yeah.
So then I was like, all right, bet. So then we just kept talking and FaceTiming and shit, like just on some cool shit. Like,
Yeah.
He's a cool ass person. And then, so like we talked for a while. Then I was coming out to LA, like just for some little vacation for 3 days, just to get away. And so I was like, oh, I gotta hit DC up while I'm out here. So I hit him up. And like he was like, hell yeah, we got a link and shit. So we linked at No Jumper, like on some shit. On Melrose, where Adam 22 does all this shit.
Yeah.
And like we just linked there for a little bit, like chilled outside. And then he was like, yo, I got a studio session that you could pull up to with Mike Gonsolin, who does like pretty
He's going
much.
crazy. Trend Up Studios.
Yeah, Trend Up Studios. He does like 90% of DC's.
Yeah,
maybe like even more.
Stacks.
Yeah, he's like the main engineer for Dex. He did like the whole album.
Yeah.
And
Fancy, just little by little, bro. You're making little puzzles, connecting, networking, making. Yeah.
So then we get to the studio, and this was the famous day that he recorded GMFU and Freddy Krueger. So I was there to watch him do both those shits, and that's when he said, I don't know if you guys heard, but in Freddy Krueger he says, Benny going insane.
Yeah.
That's me right there. Yeah. So right there in the studio, as soon as he said that, we were like, yo, when we shoot the music video to this, like we need to be together for that, so I can do some wild shit like when it says Benny going insane. So he was like, all right.
And you like how I used you guys' picture to market the thing today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So then he was like, all right, bet, like, blah blah blah. The trip to LA was short. I left, went back. I was always still talking to him like pretty frequently. And then like through some like management like behind the scenes shit, I got a couple Smoke Perp VIP tickets to Smoke Perp and Lil Mosey's show.
This is what he talked about in his interview with us last time. So now we're here.
I came to the picture there.
Yeah, this is what he talked about big times. I was like, okay.
Yeah, so he flew out to New York for that shit.
And the video went crazy.
Yeah, so he flew out to New York for that, and like that was I think he also spent 3 days in New York.
Right.
Bro, we went crazy in those 3 days. Like we did the most. Like we had studio sessions, we shot the video, we went to the show, like we chilled, we shot all that. So he came out. He had a studio session with my little brother Bobby.
Okay.
And Bobby Nice, if you don't know him.
Yes, no. I've been hearing him producing the beats and shit.
No, he's a rapper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No, because we need I've heard about him.
Word, yeah, he's nice, bro. He's really up next. So they made that song together. It's Bobby's most recent song. It's called Never Stress. It's Bobby and DC.
Okay.
She goes hard. Everyone should check it out. But
SoundCloud, right?
yeah, SoundCloud under Bobby Nice with an exclamation point at the end. So they made that. We went to the show and shit. So we didn't find out Lil Mosey was performing there, and remember all that shit had like happened. So that's how we met really. So it was mad funny. We were there, and I was like FaceTiming Mosey and shit, and I was like, all right, bro, me and DC are like here. You're here in New York, bro. Like bring us backstage on the show type shit, cause we already had VIP, so it was close. We were like, yo, bring us backstage. He was like, all right, bet, yo, I got you when we get there and shit. Like I got you. I'm gonna bring you guys backstage. We're gonna chill, blah blah. Bro, we got there. We were watching the show and everything. I think Comethazine opened that night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then Smoke Perp went on.
Damn, so at that time, Comethazine wasn't even really that pop, right?
I mean,
I think I'm more on the East Coast. Here in the West, he hasn't really popped. I know who that is.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people in the West know who that is.
Yeah, facts. So definitely more on the East
More
Coast.
on the East Coast shit.
He was still he was pretty small. I don't even think he had like 100K followers on Instagram.
Yeah. I remember when I listened to his song.
But
how should I kill the Jack?
Yeah,
you know the.
Yeah, that was the first
shot.
Yeah.
That was his first shit. That really took off.
Mm-hmm.
So we watched that show, and I was like, all right, bet. So Mosey's gonna hit us up pretty soon. Like we're gonna go backstage for his set and shit, bro. So we're sitting there watching the show. Next thing I hear, Smoke Perp's like, yeah, so we got a special guest coming out tonight. Blah blah blah. We're like, oh, I wonder who it is. We pull up and what the block. Sipping on me. Me and DC looked at each other. We're like, no. This man really just dubbed our whole shit and did not bring us backstage or anything. We were like, wow, that's fucked up. So we were tight, bro. We were tight about that. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, fuck that, all that. So he did his shit. We went back. So yeah, and then DC flew back like the next day or some shit. And then we just kept talking. And now I'm out here again. Like I linked with him for the past couple of days.
Right.
Just chilling. Yeah, that's how I really got to know him.
But talk about how they're collabing now, because now I'm seeing on them on social media they're more frequently actually hanging out.
So, I think, which is funny now, like Mosey found out about DC on some shit.
Yeah, well, they re-linked for the walkthrough video. I think they re-linked for the walkthrough.
Yeah. So like Mosey found out about DC and like hit him up, just like one day DM'd him type shit, I think, and DC was like, yo, pull up to my music video. So he pulled up to wherever they were shooting that with like this other guy Saw, who's really blowing up right now, and they shot the walkthrough music video. And Mosey's in the back of that. You can see him a little. He's like pouring the Henny on and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they shot that. That shit fire. That's DC's most no, it's not his most recent song. He just.
But it's one of the it's
like his big recent song. Yeah. So
that's what I want to do.
Yeah. I gotta do what I'm on to. That's it. So yeah, and that's really it. That's how they link nowadays. So just over some Instagram shit, and like now they're pretty cool with each other and shit. So yeah.
What do you feel right now? Is your next move? Do you want to like keep staying out in New York? Or you connect them? You trying to come out to LA? Or you just trying to?
Bro, now that I've been out here for a couple of days and I've just been seeing that shit, bro, I think here's the move. Like, compared to New York, it's so different, bro. Like, well, everything's mad close together in New
Right,
York,
right.
which means like all the artists know each other pretty well, and like it's all a connection. But I realize that even out here, like the whole city's mad spread out and everything, but everyone doesn't know each other here, and like you do link with each other. Like for instance, like DC and Mosey had no idea, and now like they're linking over some personal shit like together.
Bro, we met on some Instagram shit.
Bro, they met on some Instagram
Yeah.
shit because of DC. Like it's all.
Hey, let's talk about the whole the creative music groups. I've been seeing you hanging out over
You gotta talk. That shit's mad complicated, bro. I can't talk about that.
I mean, create is basically just like some YouTube monetization, music group stuff that we do over there. And I met DC through a show, not through social media, but then just went back and
At
forth
that
with
Trippy
him.
show.
Yeah, he opened up for Trippy. And so.
Wait, so you're saying you manage Trippy at the time?
So I wasn't. No,
Manage the show?
I wasn't involved. I wasn't involved with Trippy. Trippy, we help out with his YouTube stuff
Okay.
and some of the stuff with that he does. And so like I was going to the show. I think even before I knew that though, that even Create was working with him. I was just an intern at the time. And so I went to the show and I was like, damn, like that kid's pretty cool. And so I brought him in just kind of like on an A&R. With Create when I was an intern, which feels like almost forever ago now. But after I did that, he came through to our facility a couple times over in Hollywood, yeah, man. Since then, he's kind of been going crazy, and
Bro,
he did some lit
He's
Will
really
Smith
been
videos.
blowing up, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
So
he's doing the shit right
yeah,
now.
it's been pretty fun. But yeah, just kind of got into that with him, and then got more involved, and Ben's trying to manage, and I was trying to get my feet wet in the managing game too. And I saw him doing his thing over on the East Coast, and I'm from upstate New York, so I'm familiar with the city too. But yeah, so it just more social media shit, but just trying to make plays and network, and saw him making moves for sure. So just had to link up.
So are you saying that? I mean, would you say you kind of like mentoring Ben in a way? Or?
Yeah, definitely a little bit,
Yeah.
definitely, and I think it's dope that he's already making all these plays because I waited till my last year of college, and he's already doing it in high school and shit. So,
It's mad important to start young.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. I'm gonna give it back to that.
Yeah.
I think that like honestly nowadays, bro, if you look at like the artists that are really blowing up now, and even like a lot of the shit that people don't see like behind the scenes, everyone's pretty young doing this shit. Like
No, real talk. Pretty
Yeah.
fucking young, everybody.
like everyone's like I would say at least like 18 to 25 and shit. And obviously like the big people like the record label owners.
Yeah. We're not even talking about them. Yeah, but a lot of
people who do the shit that like we do, they're mad young. So like it's really important to get your foot in the game like early so that you can just start. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta make sure that you
I think another interesting thing I want to talk about is that you're still in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just graduated high school. Let's get it.
What's the name of high school, bro?
Raw school.
Okay.
Fuck raw school. I don't fuck with that place. Yeah.
Back home, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. But no, I'm saying is that now you like going to college.
Yeah. So now I'm
Talk about your
going.
major a little
I'm going to
bit.
American University to study communications. That's in Washington D.C. So like, actually, I think it's really important that I'm like studying communications because that's like pretty much what like 80% of this shit is. Like just talking to people and like making sure you get the right connections and like networking, obviously networking. And I'm also gonna like minor in audio engineering, audio technology. So like I can learn a little bit more about like production and like the sound part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
like, yeah.
What advice would you give to someone maybe like I don't know around your age, younger than you, to like maybe crack into the music game, and they're maybe finding some difficulty?
Well, if you're an artist around my age, I think what I've figured out through this is like connections are by far the most important thing. Like as many connections as you can make, they just lead you to bigger things. Like even the connections that like I've been making recently, like I've been just seeing.
But what I'm saying is like how would someone who has the no clout, like starting from literally like they don't know anyone, how could they kind of start to gain that first connection and then lead to the next big thing?
Or you really just gotta like work hard and just like I hate to say it, but just make good music. Like your music's gotta be good, but like just make just like work.
No, I'm saying more someone for your position. Because you're coming in from a very different angle, yeah. So someone in your position, because you can't just make a record and people are like, yo, I fuck with the guy, I'm gonna put him on.
Facts. Like,
you gotta hit it a whole different way. You gotta be like the more business.
How I really started like even making the connections, because like I was like that. I had no like clout. I don't even really have clout nowadays like that. But like I do know a lot of people. But like
I kind of hate that word. But we gotta
yeah.
You guys know what I mean when I say that.
So like to talk more about the artist that I'm managing and shit. His name is Prez. He's doing very well right now. Like getting around, making connections. So like to be honest, he really like started off for me because I shot the music video for him. And then I think like also like I'm very close with a lot of people like Bobby and Squid Nice and stuff.
Right.
So they have really put me on. So like I was just lucky. Like I knew a lot of people like that. You know what I mean? But like it's just important for young people to work.
Squid Nice has a fat following right now. It's almost like
I think on Instagram he has like
130K. Yeah, he's got 130K.
He's going crazy.
Yeah,
he blew up.
Big, yeah.
He blew up not even off like some music shit. There was actually a meme about him.
Really?
It was like there was a picture of him when he was 5 years old. It was like a school photo, and like I don't know. I guess the girls thought he was like a cute kid or some shit. But they put if he 5, I'm 5, and in the meme.
I remember that.
Bro, I think I took part of it. I'll be like, if she ain't, I'm 8. I'm not.
That's some 6ix9ine shit.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
yo.
some 6ix9ine shit.
You're from New York, watch out.
Yeah.
Treyway. 6 for 6, 7 for 7.
But so like so he blew up off that, and he was smart about it. He was just like, I just gotta make music now that I have like this following, and like now that this meme shit. So
okay, so he was smart. He was smart.
Yeah, he was just smart about it.
But he still made good music too.
Yeah, So yeah, just making those. But like as you were saying before, like literally like coming from no clout, no followers or anything. Bro, the use of DMs on Instagram is crazy, bro. You'll be surprised.
That's what we want to hear.
Yeah, you'll be surprised who responds. Like I'll hit someone big up and I'll get a response like in 5 minutes. Like that shit's crazy. Like I don't know.
Hey, even with me, bro, I literally uploaded the DC thing and then like 5 minutes. Yo, bro, what's good?
Exactly.
I'm gonna be in Cali from here to here. We need to do an interview.
That's what I'm saying. You just gotta do shit like that. And like now that I've known like DC. Also like meeting a lot of people that are close to an artist that you want to work with who aren't as big as them, because those people will check their DMs like wanting to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That makes sense.
So
that's a good strategy.
That's a really good strategy too. But yeah, DC has been really putting me on, bro. Like he's helping me a lot, bro.
And I have to say, because one thing that I pay attention, obviously, is like a lot of people have a lot of followers or whatever, but when you check their posts or you check their thing, is how many people are actually fucking with them? You know, like do they? You know, you could even have 1,000 followers, but if those 1,000 really fuck with you, it's a big deal. You have you have people coming. Because I've been checking your thing out. You're like 3,000 something, but it seems like when I check out your content, like your people like fuck with you, bro. They flood the comments. Shit.
Bro, I got a funny thing to say about that.
Yeah, so
I'm jacking that I'm the only person with 3,000 followers on Instagram that has a fan page. Like, I just found out that I had a fan page, bro. That shit was mad funny.
That's actually pretty funny, bro. For that,
like that shit was hilarious.
And you didn't make it, right? You gotta double check, bro. You gotta double check, bro.
Definitely not, bro. But that shit is funny. But like,
that is funny. That's funny.
A lot of the followers and like people who fuck with me that I've been getting are a lot of DC's people, bro. I swear to God, I get like at least 5 or 10 DMs a day. Yo, tell DC they're down to follow me. Yo, let me get DC's number. Tell them to give me a call. Let me FaceTime them.
Hey, I'm not even gonna bullshit. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. After I did the DC interview, because like you know how like I have my Instagram on the business shit, so it tells you your profile visits. That shit like was times 5. I never saw my shit. I was like, God fucking damn.
Bro.
What the fuck just happened?
Bro.
My shit was flooded with like 16-year-old girls. I got like 17-year-old girls following me. Like, jeez.
Yeah.
Nah, but last even like I'd be doing that shit like with them. Like last night I took his phone, bro. I went on live. I was like, yo, pin at Bijur. Everyone go follow me. And like send me a DM when you're done, and I'm gonna repost you on my story and shit. Like, bro. I ended it, went to my phone, checked that shit, like 30 new followers, bro. 25 message requests.
Organic. And actually, last time I had him on the interview, and it was funny because like I remember he posted a thing on his Instagram story, and he was like, yo, this is my new song. He's like, everybody go under my last post and tag your ex and tell her to fuck you or whatever. and I just laughed. I'm like, all right, you know, let me just look to see how many people did it, bro. You got everybody just tagging the ex. Was like, fuck you, bitch. We on. Like that shit was. My man was raising his hand, something.
Yeah,
he probably tagged his ex.
Yeah.
Hey, you tagged your ex?
Yeah. That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
But let's kind of break down.
I actually did that shit.
Yeah, you did. I saw you tag her. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Probably on some.
I would time out,
Hey,
bitch.
wait, hold up.
Bitch,
Shout out to Caitlin Flores, bro. You're my ex.
Hey, we all fuck you, bitch. We in LA. We living life.
I'm finna tag her. Or something.
Yeah, I'm finna tag. Someone tag it right now. Someone tag it right now. But no, that's dope, bro. I think let's talk about as we wind this down. But you got any like maybe big projects or anything big in mind? Any big goals you want to maybe end 2018? Like as in like you wake up. Let's say Ben wakes up hungover as fuck. It's January 1st, but he's like, you know what? I'm glad I got this done in 2018.
Yeah, well, wait, you mean like for the future?
No, I'm saying is like, well, I mean, yeah, for the future. But I'm saying is, is there anything that you want to go into 2019? Like, yo, I'm glad that I knocked this out. This is a big thing for me, or is it you kind of just going with the flow and see what's gonna happen?
I'm like a little bit of both. Like I am going with the flow a lot and seeing like where all this shit takes me. But like for me, like it makes me really happy. Like when I connect two artists who I genuinely think are like super talented. You know what I mean? Like for instance, Bobby. That's my little brother. Like I love him till I die and shit. He's so talented, and like I linked him with DC for that Never Stress shit, bro. That song's the hardest song I've ever heard, bro. Like shit like that, like that shit just makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's dope.
People like that.
Cause you see a vision, you know, you're like, hey,
yeah.
Great.
So like just doing that type of shit, and then like talking to Danny and stuff, doing a lot of stuff with like Create, like in the future, like helping them branch out to New York, like because they're heavily on the West Coast too. Like with both of them, just like helping them get more connections in the New York scene, because like New York and LA are the two biggest
I agree.
hip hop rap like areas.
Media centers, hubs.
Yeah, exactly. So like just working with him and like hopefully it goes even further and like we figure something out. You know what I'm saying? So like shit like that. Yeah, maybe talking to a few labels about like being an A&R and management. I'm just trying to look for new like sources in the industry.
That's dope, bro. Is there I would say, is there a time maybe in this journey where you felt like you was just maybe just out of it, down, or you just maybe kind of like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna quit, I'm gonna just do like the regular show and just go to get the 9 to 5? Did you ever have that, or not yet?
Yeah. So, alright, so we live in a very small town.
Right.
At the end of Long Island right now. This is not where I'm from, but this is where I live right now.
I think I can relate to you.
Yeah, so the police, bro, they have nothing better to do with their time. Like they just like to crack down on some stupid shit. Like,
I heard that about New York too a lot.
Yeah, bro, New York cops are bogus, bro.
Yeah.
So after we shot that first music video that I was talking about earlier, I told you there's hella weed in there. Like mad kids were drinking, and we were all under 18 at that time.
Right.
And the legal age is like 21.
Yeah.
Bro, my parents got a call from the East End, like from the police department, and they were like, "Yo, the video is under investigation," and there's like a freeze frame because in the video I was like, "Yo, someone take the camera. I need to be in it for a sec." So I like hopped in, and they're like, "We have the freeze frame of your son in the video." Like,
that's doing the most.
And
that
would
never happen in Cali,
bro.
That would never happen in
That's
Cali.
so crazy.
And that shit became a.
You could do heroin on camera on Cali.
Yeah, that shit became a whole big deal, and there was
What
like
the
an
fuck, are you
investigation
serious?
about it because like there was mad
That's
weed.
gangster though.
Yeah, and then
On some P.
That's
Diddy. On some P. Diddy shit.
yes, and they were trying to say how like there was mad people in the video who were like gang
Related, and yeah,
all
bullshit.
bullshit. Like it was all bullshit. Nothing ever happened. Like I don't think I ever heard about it past that like one day that they called, and they were like, that shit was crazy. Though I was at school, and apparently the police called my school too, and like the head of the school heard about it and like called my parents. And my mom texted me, she's like, "You better get home right now." Like I was like, "What the fuck?" And she was like bugging. She was like, "Yeah, I can't tell you what it is on text, so you just gotta come home."
Yeah.
And like, so I just went
She
there.
had that Indian anger, huh?
Word, yeah. that Indian anger is crazy, but that shit is also very nice. Like, I love my mom. But nah, she doesn't even get too angry that often. So that was like, that's when I know, bro. For instance, that's when I knew that shit was crazy. So I went there and they told me about it, but I kind of knew like there's nothing really they can do about it because it was all like there's no evidence. Well, there's evidence, but it's not like they found anything. So nothing ever happened. So that's it. But like, I also felt that way, like what you were saying earlier. There's been a few situations with money where it's like, because a lot of the time, like, like a lot of time I've had to like pay for some other shit for like other people. And
Ah.
it gets really like it gets
I feel
really
you, I feel
edgy.
you,
Like, it gets mad edgy, and like people will ask for more money, and like if a song's not cleared from the label, for instance, like it's really, I don't know, that shit's weird. Like mad people, like bro, a lot of the music industry is like dark people. Not necessarily dark people, but like there's dark corners to it. So like there's a lot of like, I don't know, it's crazy.
Like almost like I don't know, you gotta be a little selfish in a way.
You definitely gotta be selfish, and you gotta make sure you're on top, because people will try to play for like money, your artist, like any shit like that.
Dope. I think as we wind down this interview, bro, one of the last things, is there anything you want to say, any like maybe major project, or I know you're talking about like the artist you're working with, like Bobby Nice, is there anything particular you want to last say? Or?
Well, yeah, my artist Prez should be dropping a lot of new music soon. You can see some pretty big features on there. He actually did a song with DC and Squid.
Okay,
It's
dope.
called Good Line. You've been saying you're gonna drop that shit for a year now, so like, you better fucking drop that shit, because everyone wants it. But yeah, that shit should be hard. Hopefully Bobby does some crazy shit this year. He's really blowing up. Like he just did a song with Fatboy SSE.
Okay.
Yeah, he was inspired by Fatboy SSE. He just did a show with Comethazine at SOBs.
Okay.
Like he did a song with Larson. I don't know if you know who that
Yeah,
is.
Lars.
Yeah, like just shit like that, like really blowing up. He's been talking to a few labels too, so like I'm just waiting to see all my
The underground
artists.
heat,
I'm just waiting
underground
to see like,
SoundCloud heat.
all the people that I work with get put on, so that boosts me up a little bit.
I feel like right now DC is getting a big wave, so
I can't say too much about it, but he's been meeting with a lot of record labels, bro.
That's cool,
That's
man.
just
That's
it.
good. Wait, we'll end it at that. Real quick, bro, before we'll end it, shout out all your social medias, everything, so people can follow
Hey,
it.
I gotta shout out some people from home too.
Yeah, everybody. Anyway,
Alright, so everyone can follow me on Instagram at Bijur, BENBIJUR. I'm definitely not gonna release my Snapchat. I don't want any girls in my shit. But yeah, so I like to shout out everyone from home. I like to shout out my boy What's Gucci on Instagram, George. He makes the most fire clothes, bro. He's coming up in that art shit. He's making mad cover art for like rappers and shit, bro. He's too nice with the art shit. Like that shit's crazy. He makes mad clothes and shit. I like to shout out Chris and Mickey Bell, my bros from the city. They've been using mad artists. Like it's actually funny because everyone connects like in this shit. Like they use mad rap songs for their like skate edits, and they're blowing up on Instagram. I like to shout out the Atias sisters. Those are my closest friends. They're right here. I like to shout out my little brother Jensen. I like to shout out my artist Prez. I like to shout out Squid and Bobby. And the whole Nice Entertainment, Smack Nice. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. I'm not trying to. Obviously, I like to shout out DC the Don for really putting me onto everything. But yeah, shout out Danny.
Hell yeah.
That's about it, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, end of that, hey man, thank you for coming, bro. Meeting of the minds. We did some New York shit for you, alright? Boom, check this man out.
I like to shout out Oliver. He's out here with me right now. I completely forgot about that. He's probably eating some Mexican food at the crib right now.
Mexican tacos in Cali. Boom. We
Hell
out.
yeah. Hell yeah.